TikTok taught me MJ Melendez will catch the leadoff. Batting second, playing second, Whit Merrifield. Vinny Pasquantino is the DH. He's going to hit third. Cleaning up third baseman Hunter Dozier. Brian O'Hearn in right. Michael Taylor, he can go get him in center. Nick Prado is the first baseman hitting seventh. Batting eighth and playing shortstop, Michael Garcia. And Kyle Isbell is in left field, and he is going to bat ninth.
Well, manager Mike Matheny writing out that lineup. They'll face Jameson Taillon, who just finished up his warm-up tosses. It'll be his 20th start of the year, the record impressive at 10-2. We'll take a look at our pitcher scanner report on Taillon. He's coming off his shortest outing of the year, only 2 2/3 against Baltimore. A no decision. He walked 3 in that game, only a couple of strikeouts. And a big reason why he walked those 3, didn't get the ball out of his glove quick enough, was working underneath it. Everything sailing up and away from the lefties. 15 walks and 427 plate appearances. That leads the American League.
Melendez ready. Taillon's ready. Let's do it here in the Bronx. Pitches up and away, and we're underway. John, you have to love this catcher leading off.
I'm glad you brought that up. That got my attention. Has some power and some speed, Paul. The top of the lineup. I love it.
You know, it's unbelievable. If you look at some of his minor league numbers, I mean, he is the catcher of the future. 41 home runs led the minor leagues last year. So as you look at it, Andrew Benintendi and the Yankee fans, they're in for a treat. This kid's going to be a good player.
And Benintendi getting his first roll call. Swing and a miss, 2-1. He might be the catcher of the future, but not so near future, because Sal Perez is signed to a long-term deal, and he's still catching at a high rate. He's on the IL right now. But Melendez actually played center field, too. He used to play some center, right, in the bigs?
You know what? I was laughing because Melendez had to go warm up the starting pitcher, run into the dugout to take his gear off to get ready to go on deck and lead this game. That never happened in my career.
The 3-1. Foul back, 3-2. First of a 4-game set. Yankees coming off a sweep to the hands of the Mets at Citi Field, a 2-game set. Lost last night 3-2, a walk-off loss to the Mets. So trying to right the ship. Inside, so Melendez walks. And John told you that Taillon has pretty good control, and then he walks the leadoff batter right here. Time for the defense of the Yankees, brought to you by your local Tri-State GMC dealers. Andrew Benintendi, a Gold Glove winner. He's out left. Aaron Hicks in center. Joey Gallo, winner with 2 Gold Gloves. He's in right. Aaron Judge is the DH. Donaldson, Gonzalez, Torres, and Rizzo. 4 Gold Gloves for Rizzo. That's third to first. Trevino behind the plate. Jameson Taillon on the mound. Here's Whit Merrifield. And a strike. This is the first time that the Royals are seriously considering trading Merrifield. So he's holding on until August 2nd, the trade deadline. We'll see if they do deal him. He's very popular in KC. One and one.
Merrifield 3 hits shy of 1,000 with the Kansas City Royals. So you say he is one of the fan favorite. He has been there a while. No other player has done that. Starting at 27 years old, that was his debut. He only needs 3 more to get 1,000 to be the first in Royals history to do that at that age.
Fly ball down the left field line, and it is.
You know what, Paul, in today's day and age, you know, the number 2 spot in the lineup has changed an awful lot. Obviously, Aaron Judge hitting second a lot of the time for the Yankees. But I look at Merrifield, that's that old school number 2 type guy. Can hit the ball the other way. You can hit and run with him. And if he does get dealt at the deadline, a winning type player for any team that would be able to pick him up.
He has a lot to offer a team. I mean, he can run the bases. He's stolen 15 bases for the last, at least 15 for the last 5 seasons. There's only a couple guys in the major leagues, Whitfield being one and Trey Turner being one. So it's fun to me to see speed becoming part of the game again, Flash. And I'm sure that you remember catching when teams would run. It puts a ton of pressure on how you call a game, how you defend players and things. I just think it adds a lot of confusion. playing defense.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. If you're Trevino behind the plate now and you have Melendez at first base and Merrifield up there, it affects your pitch selection on where you want to go at running game.
Let me get you set up with the umpires. Ramon De Jesus is behind the plate, and he is considered pitcher friendly. More outside strikes, more low strikes on right-handed batters. He's in his 7th big league season. The rest of the crew: Chris Guccione at first, Jordan Baker at second, and the crew chief Mark Carlson is over at third. Royals come into the game at 39 and 59. Yankees 66 and 33. And this is a disappointing season for Mike Matheny and the Royals. They had a .500 record in the second half last year, and there were big things expected from them. I mean, not to win the Central, but to be competitive, at least for a playoff spot. It has not happened. They have not been able to match up hitting and pitching at the right times, and they're 20 games under. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Merrifield down on strikes. Well, it's time for the keys to the game, brought to you by your local Kia dealers. Paul, what do you have?
Well, we got Benny and the Yanks. How's that? With the big trade, you'd love to see him get off to a great start to take all the pressure off of everything. And past history, I mean, Tyone needs to get things going again career-wise. He's been great against the Royals. 3 career starts, 3-0 with a .47 ERA. In winning ways. I mean, you got to stop all the talk. You got to fight. It's really the first big bump the Yankees have had, but they're 37 and 12 at home this year, which is the best in the major leagues.
Here's Pasquantino, and he fouls one back. Big prospect for the Royals. Made his major league debut on June 28th, and he was called up after the Royals traded Carlos Santana to the Mariners. Now, he grew up in Richmond, Virginia. As a Yankee fan, favorite player Derek Jeter. Chop slowly right side. Bobble, and that's an E4 as Pasquantino reaches, and Melendez moves to second.
Sometimes things are just a little bit too easy, and you just take it for granted. You don't come out with the ball cleanly, and the next thing you know, you've given the Royals a couple extra outs here in the first inning.
Paul, you think back to the Subway Series, some base running mistakes, you know, just to your point. You give the good teams like the Mets some extra outs. Obviously, the Royals struggling, but a play right there that just has to be made.
So here is Hunter Dozier. One and oh.
So, Flash, we go through now, and Michael always knows my feeling on the, the umpires. We grade them as hitter-friendly or pitcher-friendly. You're kind of that, if you're catching, it's kind of a conflict of interest to you. I always want the hitter-friendly. And, I mean, as a catcher, you need it both ways, right?
Well, I always wanted the pitcher-friendly because if I was up at the plate for 3 pitches as a hitter, it was 3 too many, Paul. I had to get out of there right away. I wasn't working counts like you were. I wanted to do some damage as quick as possible and get out of there.
First and second, 1 man out, just underway here at the stadium. Chasing back Melendez. It's kind of a hot, sticky evening here at the stadium. The temperature's not out of control, but there's a humidity that makes it fairly uncomfortable. Nice crowd on hand here for this Thursday evening. Bigelow T weather report, 83 degrees, 30% chance of rain, humidity 67%, not much wind. And Bigelow is the official hot tee of the Yankees. 2-1 on Dozier. Yep, it is that sort of night.
Got to make your own breeze, Michael. There's no wind. You just got to breeze yourself.
The 2-1. Looked like he wanted to call a strike, didn't. 3-1.
See Aaron Boone asking where that pitch is, but as we watch Tyone, only pitched 2 2/3 against Baltimore and really struggled. That he's kind of searching for that one pitch he can go to here in the first. Hasn't found it yet.
There's a strike, gets that call. 3-2. And the payoff. Check swing, but he goes around. Down goes Dozier, 2 away.
Well, Flash, you know as well as I do, when you're coming off a tough outing, you know, the most important thing is to get off to a good start. And then with the air, the big strikeout here, if you can get out of this first inning, it's got to help you immensely going forward in this game.
He's facing a Royals team that has been shut out in its last 2 games. So this team, and we'll give you the numbers a little bit later on, they're not dangerous offensively. Ryan O'Hearn takes the strike. Just came off a homestand. They were 3-3. Took 2 of 3 from the Rays before losing 2 of 3 to the Angels. They are 19-18 in the last 37 games. Popped up. Who's going to get it? The newest Yankee, Andrew Benintendi, puts it away, and that'll do it. No runs, no hits, 1 error, 2 men left. Benintendi will lead off. The Yankees' turn. Their starting lineup brought to you by TikTok. TikTok taught me. Andrew Benintendi leading off in his first game as a Yankee and playing left field. Aaron Judge, the DH. Anthony Rizzo at first. Torres at second. Hicks is in center, batting 5th. Batting 6th, the third baseman Josh Donaldson. Joey Gallo gets started in right field. He'll bat 7th. Batting 8th, the shortstop Marwin Gonzalez. Jose Trevino will catch and bat 9th. So DJ LeMahieu with the 9th off.
Well, that lineup going to face Brady Singer. You take a look at his numbers. It'll be his 16th game, his 13th start, 4-3 record, a respectable 3.82 ERA. And we'll take a look at our pitcher scanner report. He is on a run. His last 4 starts have been good one, and he's coming off of a career-high 12 strikeouts his last outing against the Rays. He has the highest sinker usage in the American League, over 53% of sinkers, and he'll finish off the left-handed batters with that back foot slider. Is a big strikeout pitch for him for the lefties.
So here's Andrew Benintendi as he comes to the plate for the first time in pinstripes. So he's wearing number 18. He's worn number 16 his entire career, but not here. That is retired for Edward Charles Whitey Ford. 320 hitter, 3 home runs, 39 ribbies. Foul back. It's hard to strike him out.
If you watch him hit, Michael, as we're going to see a lot of him coming up, he loves the first pitch, loves to put the ball. He's got the flash mode. He wants to put it in play and get out of there quick.
The problem is he's hitting 320, Paul, with that 387 on base percentage, and I think Yankee fans are going to be in for a treat. He's an all-around hitter that he sprays the ball all over the field.
Strike 3. Just saying that he's one of the toughest hitters to strike out in the bigs, and he strikes out in his first Yankee at bat.
A good comebacker here. A lot of movement at the end. If it caught the inside corner, but he surely had a lot of good movement at the end. Tough pitch for a lefty to pull the trigger on.
You know, guys, I said that Singer has the sinker percentage over 53%. It's more like a runner. Really doesn't sink down in the zone. It goes across the zone.
1-0 to Judge. Judge had one of his few rough outings of this season last night against Max Scherzer. 2 big spots. Scherzer ended up striking him out. But this guy's pretty much carried this team for a long time. Every now and then you're going to have one of those games, Paul.
Well, it's a long year. I mean, teams are going to go through ups and downs, and players, I don't care if you're the MVP candidate or not, you're going to have a few games or a few series where things just don't click.
You know, the Yankees against the Mets staff, they were 0 for 15 in 2 games with runners in scoring position. They just could not get the big hit in the big spot.
Michael, I know you were over there last night at Citi Field, but Scherzer against Aaron Judge in some big spots, I mean, that was as good as it gets.
Yeah, there was a real electricity in the crowd. So 2-2 on Judge. The 2-2. 3-2. Check swing. Did he go? No, he did not. So a walk to Judge with 1 out here in the first. Let's take a look at the Royals defense, brought to you by your local Tri-State GMC dealers. Isbell in left, guy who could get him with anybody. Michael A. Taylor in center, Ryan O'Hearn over in right. Then it's Dozier, Garcia, Merrifield, and Prado. That's third to first. Melendez behind the plate. Catching, Brady Singer. There's Anthony Rizzo. Three infielders on the right side for Rizzo. This begins a 4-game set for the Yanks and then a 7-game homestand before they head on to St. Louis. Judge goes, big jump, throw to second, not in time, stolen base.
Well, Aaron Judge hit double figures here, his 10th of the year. And coming into the year, this is something he's added, and boy, he did. He just across stepped and got going. He was been caught, but you know, it's going to take a perfect throw, ball up a little bit. Big fella's in there.
So now the Yankees have a runner in scoring position. Pitch was a ball to Rizzo, 1-0. Line and caught by Garcia. Hustling back is Judge.
It's funny, the shift, the ball was caught because of the shift, but then you couldn't turn 2 because of the shift. It's just, defenses are weird. It's nobody's home. Aaron Judge crossed over, could have been doubled up, but again, ball would have never been caught without the shift.
So But then to bring up Gleyber Torres. Torres energized the Yankees last night, an 8th inning 2-run home run off David Peterson to tie the game at 2. That's a nice pick there by Melendez.
I always look at those hits, and as you watch this Flash, you're going to love stuff like this. You just love to see catchers work back there, huh? But you hate to see huge hits and great pitching performance wasted in a loss. And that's what I look at, that big 2-run homer last night from Gleyber Torres late in the game to tie it up, and then you end up not winning the game. It's just such a waste of a huge moment.
Popped up. Prado is there, and he's called off by Merrifield, who makes the play with a final out. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 man left. We go to the 7th. We'll have comprehensive coverage with live updates starting at 2 p.m., including breaking news from around the baseball world. Then, as the deadline clock strikes 6 p.m., don't miss our Yankees trade deadline special for a full recap of all the deals that went down. Coverage starts Tuesday afternoon on Yes, the network that knows the Bombers best. So, the first move the Yankees made, Andrew Benintendi asked Aaron Boone today, is that it? He goes, well, stay tuned. We shall see. 1-0 to Michael A. Taylor. Chop foul, 1-1.
I was watching Benintendi warm up there, and Flash, I think about these little weird things, and I'm sure that you'll understand what I'm talking about. I mean, that glove is tipped in blue, so it's okay, but it's the royal blue. But he's got white shoes on, which the Royals don't. So, how do you FedEx or get a pair of white shoes overnight when you're traded at 11 o'clock and you're ready to go today?
Can I just say maybe you go to somebody's locker and say, hey, do you wear a 10.5? You mind?
Yeah, possibly.
Maybe drop by Dick's Sporting Goods.
Yeah, that's not happening. I'll tell you that. You don't go shop for. That's one thing about the major leagues is you don't have to go into Dick's and buy bats and cleats anymore, Michael.
Now, the one thing, obviously, this is a strange situation for Benintendi as the team he's been with, he's playing against today, but getting traded during a season to a contending team it can go both ways, right, Paul? I mean, you either get off to a good start, this is fantastic, or you get off to a slow start and you start pressing a little bit. I got traded from Detroit to San Diego, and I felt so much pressure to impress my new teammates. Like, I want to make these guys feel like this was a good deal. I ended up going 0 for 10, didn't get a ball out of the infield before I finally started getting going. So it's not the easiest of situations for Benintendi.
2-2. Strike three. Taylor down looking. Third strikeout for Tyone.
I mentioned earlier in the scouting report is getting the ball out of the hand a little bit earlier. That gives Tyone the ability to drive it down in the zone, a little two-seamer with some finish there. So maybe got the benefit of the doubt on the call off the plate as well.
Flash, I want to know if you agree with me, but as Tyone has gone through this rocky road, I mean, he was, to me, evolved into a really good pitcher when he got away from just the four-seam fastball, learned the two-seamer, and then he's kind of lost it. And I look at Montgomery, who has fallen in love with the sinker, and it's kind of tailing now, and it's getting hit. So, you know, I think that two-seam fastball is so important for Tyone. And there's a four-seamer there that, you know, he's got to mix in both of those fastballs.
Yeah, I think you said it perfectly from a hitting standpoint, right, Paul? If you see that four-seamer up, it takes you off of the two-seamer down as long as you change eye levels occasionally. So I think Jordan Montgomery as well with that two-seamer has been so good. When he didn't have it his last outing, he almost didn't know where to go, right? He couldn't go back to a four-seamer. So, you know, this is the trials and tribulations of being a big league starting pitcher, going through 162 games and taking the ball every fifth day. It's not easy.
Take a look at his arsenal on StatCast 3D, powered by Google Cloud. Every one of them is a strike.
You got a pitcher-friendly umpire, Michael.
That's true. One and two on Prado. Prado, the 59th best prospect, top 100 in Baseball America. Pasquantino, the 49th best prospect. You know, I was talking to Ryan Lefevre, the longtime television voice of the Royals. He said these young players are better at this point in their career than the young players that went on to win the World Series in 2015. So they do have some hope. The 1-2. That one is ripped into right center field. Long run for Gallo. He's not going to get there. And it bounds off the bottom of the wall and kicks past Hicks. Prado will go for three, and he will be in there.
Well, again, and with one out, I mean, this ricochet off the wall is big because it gets Prado to third base with one out. But again, ball up in the strike zone, just kind of hanging. Hammered into right center field. And then really, if you're Aaron Hicks, you're waiting for a normal hop, and that ball just absolutely went sideways, which you're not used to seeing as a center fielder.
Now the Yankees bring the infield in for Garcia. Garcia making his first major league start at short. He did come in late innings to play an inning at short, so he is yet to pick up his first big league hit. And Prado just picked up his first big league triple. Two and 0.
It looks so easy in slow motion, but boy, I tell you what, when that breaking ball kind of hangs, makes it easier on any hitter.
The 2-0. There's a strike, 2-1.
Well, with Tyone here, you have that infield in. You're thinking with a guy like Garcia who has that closed off stance, you can run a two-seamer in on his hands. You can get a ground ball, maybe a pop-up. See that front toe really closed off.
2-2. Double A, 291 hitter. Two. Fly ball shallow center. Coming on is Hicks. He'll make the catch. Runner tags, and just a bluff as the hit comes in and throws a one-hopper right to Trevino.
Again, this is an outfielder's dream right here, where you just can coast in on the ball. It keeps all your weight and momentum going towards the throw to home plate. And no chance. Nice easy throw. Big out for Taillon.
Boy, Hicks's arm has really come all the way back after the Tommy John surgery, and it was a throw earlier this year where he really uncorked a beauty from left, where the Yankees said, wow, he's all the way back. Here's Isbell. Pitch is high.
Isbell might be one of the guys, Michael and Flash, that, you know, the Benintendi trade helped. He's kind of been the fourth outfielder, not a lot of time. But now with Benintendi gone, he might work his way in the lineup a little more if he can produce.
Fouled away and out of play, 1-1. Top of the second inning, no score. Yankees in the Royals. Runner at third base, 2 outs. Be the 42nd pitch for Taillon. And now 1-2. Prado at third. 2 outs, 1-2 count on the number 9 hitter, Kyle Isbell. Fouled straight back here, just under our booth. And the pitch. Right under the hands. Too far inside. 2-2. Prado with a huge lead at third because Donaldson's playing well off the line for the lefty batter. So if ball gets away by a little bit from Trevino, you might see Prado take off. Strike 3. Isbell down looking, strikeout number 4 for Taillon. No runs a hit, 1 man left. We go to the bottom of the second. Tonight's picture was submitted by Luke. His daughter Mia is always ready to cheer on the Yankees. home run shirt, beautiful little bow. You go, Mia. Use the hashtag Toyota Pinstripe Pride. Mention the S in pictures you post to social media to reflect your love for the Bronx Bombers. We might spotlight you in a future game. Aaron Hicks will start off the bottom of the second inning. And the Royals shift with 3 infielders moving to the right side. Hicks, a switch hitter, batting from the left side. And a strike. Now with the trade, Hicks is being moved off of left field. He might be playing more center field. Meredith, did you speak with him?
Well, Aaron Boone was asked about it earlier today, and Benintendi, as Hicks drives this one out to left field for the first out of the inning. Benintendi is going to play left field the majority of the time. Aaron Hicks is going to get a lot more reps in center field, and he's already had a conversation with Aaron Judge. You could see Judge get a few more DH days and go back to right field a little bit. He'll still play a little bit of center field, but they'd like him to play a bit more right. And it gets a little bit more confusing, Michael, when Giancarlo Stanton gets healthy and comes back. Boone was asked whether or not he is exclusively going to be a DH again, and he said, no, I think I'm still going to use him in the field. So there are a lot of options in the outfield right now, but Aaron Boone was very quick to say we still do not know what this roster is going to look like. Still a few more days until that August 2nd deadline.
And you would think that Matt Carpenter might lose some at bats.
I'm a little confused, though. Aaron Judge has been great in center field. Right now we're just going to move him. Can Aaron Hicks play right field?
It's a consideration. They could potentially use him a little bit in right field. They still need to find ways to get Carpenter in that lineup, but right now it looks as though he is going to be mostly a bench piece, somebody that they can go to late in games.
You know, I kind of pressed Boone today about when Stanton gets back, and you know, on my radio show we joke about rest roulette in the Yankee lineup. And he said, well, we'll worry about that when Giancarlo comes back. He said, but it does give you more fodder for rest roulette. Who am I going to rest? Who am I going to keep fresh? So that's the way he's looking at it. He's looking at it in a positive way. Today, rest roulette, IKF,
LeMahieu.
and LeMahieu.
But I guess, Paul, I'm just thinking in today's day and age, outfielders move all over the place. It doesn't seem as big of a deal back when we played.
Well, it's much different now, obviously, because you give guys days off, and I think that's a lot. It's not like Aaron Judge did anything wrong, to your point, in center field. He's played great center field, but I think it'll rest his body more. It'll give him an opportunity to play more games by not playing center field, playing some right, getting some DH. And I just think it'll get him in the lineup more without beating him up to the point where he's your everyday center fielder.
Fly ball to O'Hearn to retire Donaldson. I think that's a key, Paul. I really do. You know, they've said how great he's played in center field, but the last thing you need is for Aaron Judge to wear down. And covering center field at Yankee Stadium, that's a lot of real estate, so he can cover a lot less real estate right, and he's a Gold Glove level right fielder. There's Joey Gallo. 1-0. 2-0. Now the other question is, where, if the Yankees don't trade Gallo, where does that leave Gallo now? How does he get his at bats? Because with Benintendi playing left field, that's where Gallo was playing, and now he's playing right field tonight. But if he stays on this roster, it is a little bit of a glut. 2-0. 3-0.
Well, Michael, to your point, a lot of that has to do with Joey Gallo can turn this season around. I mean, he is partially why Benintendi is on this team now. I mean, he has not stepped up to be the player that they thought he was going to be to this point.
And the 3-1. 3-2. Marwin Gonzalez on deck. Rip foul. Gallo said today, I'm not worried about it. I'm not looking that far ahead. Just worried about tonight. I guess that's the best way to deal with it. Strike three. Gallo down looking. The Yankees go down in order 1, 2, 3. We're going to the third. Nothing. The Yard Healthcare in New York City, Westchester, and the Hudson Valley. Salvador Perez, on the 10-day IL since June 24th, had left thumb surgery. He began a rehab assignment on Tuesday. 4 for 7, a double in 2 games in AAA, and we could see him sometime in the series. Now we go to the top of the third inning, and M.J. Melendez will lead off. Now we get a one sheet every day that tells us what happened on this day through the years. There's a base hit past Rizzo and down into the corner. Melendez hustling to second, and he's going to stop there with a leadoff double as Gallo gets the ball in.
Again, it looks like, Flash, one of these nights for Taillon is not just going to breeze through inning. It's just like it's been a battle, the first, the second, and now a leadoff double to start the third.
I think he's trying to figure out what off-speed pitch he can go to, and to be honest, Paul, looks like the fastball doesn't have much life on it either. You know, you think about the beginning of the year, he was elevating it by some hitters and then developed the two-seamer. Right now, a little flat.
So here's Merrifield, runner at second, good lead. Anyway, with the trade deadline approaching, you look back on this date in 1995, the Yankees got David Cone from Toronto. And they traded, at the time, what they thought were 3 really good pitching prospects. Marty Jansen, Jason Jarvis, and Mike Gordon. And none of them made it.
I'm going to say who?
None of them made it. And the Yankees, with that one trade, took a big step toward winning 4 championships in 5 years. And the Yankees made the playoffs that year with Cone. So everybody's so reluctant to give up prospects now. Prospects hardly ever make it. I mean, it's really tough. This game is really, really tough. I mean, the old saying in baseball circle, prospects are suspects. They really are until they make it. Swing and a miss. Merrifield down on strike. So, Paul, I'm just thinking, okay, you could hoard all the prospects you want in your farm system, but how many of them are going to make it?
Yeah, and we've seen it year after year, Michael. That you're right. These prospects end up getting a few at bats, and the next thing you never hear about them again. You know, if you're building teams to win and you have an opportunity to win, like the Yankees this year, you go and you get somebody that fits your lineup perfectly, like they did with Benintendi. And it's just, if you got to give up some prospects, who knows if they are going to be true major leaguers. I agree with you 100%.
Now, the Yankees gave up 3 young pitchers for Benintendi. Are we ever going to hear from them? Are they ever going to make it with the Royals? You don't know. And John, the important thing is you have to scout your own system. You have to know who's really going to make it.
Yeah, I mean, you can look at where they were rated, right, by all the companies that are in the business of doing that. And, you know, you say the Yankees got a really good bona fide major league player for 3 guys who might not make an impact for 2 or 3, maybe 4 years down the road. So, you know, Brian Cashman obviously is not done with the trade deadline coming up. I think a starting pitcher, possibly a relief pitcher, and he didn't have to touch any of his major top-tier prospects.
Now, if some of the deals that we're hearing about happen, well, you are going to have to touch your top prospects. And even if it's a top prospect, there's no guarantee that player is going to make it. So it's just interesting to watch. You know, I think a lot of teams feel like that. Everybody loves prospects, but how often do they pan out? 2-0 on Pasquantino. The 2-0. Way inside. 3-0.
Pasquantino had an amazing stat. I know minor league stats and major league stats sometimes don't line up, but the last 2 years, and he's a guy with power, the last 2 years in the minor leagues, he had more walks than strikeouts, and you just don't see that kind of plate discipline in the minor leagues especially.
You would expect here with all of his power, 3-0 count, he's going to have the green light. Try to reach the seats in right field if he gets a pitch he likes.
And he was green lighted, and he ripped it foul.
A 3-0 hitter flash when you got the green. That's what I would do. If I knew I was getting a 3-0 green, I would just become so poor. I mean, he hammered it, but you about hit it over the dugout. You know, it's just very hard to stay focused in your approach hitting 3-0.
There's a strike. 3-2.
Well, Paul, I can honestly tell you there were not too many managers who gave me the 3-0 green light, but when they did, I hated it because I felt like you had to do damage, and I felt like I would swing at a pitch that I couldn't do damage on. I'd roll it over, so I would rather take it 3-0, hoping I would get the same pitch 3-1.
Lined. Oh, what a pick on one hop by Donaldson, and fires to first to get Pasquantino.
Well, Mike, we brought it up, and you cannot say enough about defensively what the Yankees have done between Donaldson, LeMahieu at third base. They have been tight on the left side of the infield at third base.
So here's Hunter Dozier. Melendez remains at second. He opened up the inning with a double down the right field line. Swing and a miss.
Well, a fantastic job by Tyone to this part, 2 outs. After that leadoff double, the curveball has become a factor here in the third inning. It has been a grind, 56 pitches already. He's trying to battle through this one.
Oh, 0-2. Royals with 2 hits. The Yankees have not picked up a hit yet. We're in the top of the 3rd inning. First game of a 4-game set. Two and two. Upstairs, 3-2. Ryan O'Hearn is on deck. Big lead for Melendez. 3-2. Hit sharply, grabbed there by Donaldson. Takes a step, fires the first, and that will do it. So the leadoff double wasted. We'll go to the bottom of the 3rd, nothing. Head coach Mike Turpert and Cortland head coach Kurt Fitzpatrick threw out the first pitch and then took some pictures. And you might say, well, why are the coaches here? And they're actually joining me in the booth right now because you guys are going to be playing in the 63rd Cortica Jug Cup. And it's the biggest little game in the nation. So, Coach, tell me about what it means to play this game here.
Well, it's incredible. It's, Yankee Stadium, football games at Yankee Stadium, the history and tradition. Notre Dame and Army, New York Giants, Baltimore Colts. It's just an incredible honor, and we're all very excited.
Now, Mike, this is going to be your first cup. So, obviously you've heard the stories, and now you're getting to play your first cup at Yankee Stadium.
Yeah, as a head coach, I was the defensive coordinator here when we played at MetLife Stadium, but this brings a whole other atmosphere to it in such a historic venue.
Now, 2019, it was at MetLife Stadium, and it set a Division III attendance record, 45,161. So the game here at Yankee Stadium is going to be November 12th at 1 o'clock. It's a Saturday, and again, it's called the biggest little game in the nation. So all good, really, really good stuff. So you were named head coach, Kurt, Cortland's head coach, February of 2020, 10-0 start. Where do you go from there?
Where do you go from there? That's a good question. One game at a time. That's where you go. Yeah, no, it was a great first season, and blessed to coach some great kids. And
line drive to left, caught by Isbell off the bat of Gonzalez.
Yeah, and how are we going to follow it up? That's a good question. Hopefully with another 10-0, another 10-0 start
right?
this year. Yeah, that's right.
You have a future in broadcasting. They hit the ball and you stop. That was good.
I caught the elbow in the side there.
All my partners don't catch that elbow. You did it just great. How's your team look this year?
We're pretty excited. We have a veteran group coming back, and I'm excited to be with them again. I wasn't here in the last 2 seasons, and now to be back with them. we're very excited to get rolling here in a week.
How tough is it to recruit the type of athlete you want at Division III? Because you would assume that if somebody is an unbelievable top-flight athletic talent, probably not going to a Division III school. So how do you guys deal with that?
Yeah, it's tough. I think we're both where our programs are at. We're looking for the type of athletes that could potentially be a scholarship level football player, but maybe want to be have a chance to play earlier in their career. Be a bigger fish in a smaller pond. We have plenty of guys, I think, on both of our teams that could play at the scholarship level, but like the experience of playing at our level.
I think that we look for guys that have a little bit of fire in their belly too. Maybe they're overlooked for an inch too short or a tenth too slow.
Right.
And those are the guys that are attracted to our schools, and they want to get the full, complete student-athlete experience, and I think you get that in Division III.
Now, you guys, the schools are 20 miles apart, right? Is that Yankee Red Sox? Do you guys hate each other?
It's if you talk to some alumni, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, and it's blue versus red. There's a lot of similarities for sure.
But we're hoping both teams are undefeated going into that game, and the more people we get in the stands from not just the alumni bases, but here in the New York City area, big-time game, big-time atmosphere. We root nothing but the best for Cortland until that one game.
Likewise.
Now, when you guys are recruiting, you know this game's going to be at Yankee Stadium. Do you play that up to the kids?
Yeah, absolutely.
Huh?
I think
Got to.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Got to. We got guys on the team that are going to have played in MetLife Stadium and in Yankee Stadium in their career. No other college football player can say that. No, I don't care what division it is.
Yeah, pretty cool, right?
Very cool.
So I did some research on the Cortica Cup. It was purchased for $2 at a yard sale in Homer, New York. Team captains painted the jug in both schools' colors to create the rivalry trophy. The results were put on the jug after each year's game, and they've since run out of room twice, so third jug, right?
Three jugs.
Yeah.
3 jugs, yeah.
What's it like when you hold it? I mean, is that the thing that you talk about all off season?
Yeah, that's what our guys. They don't play. We don't play for millions of dollars. We play for a couple of jugs. But it's special. It's cool, neat, and unique. I think that's all part of what has helped this game grow from a $2 jug in 1959 or whatever it was to a venue like Yankee Stadium with 40,000 plus.
Now, do you guys have to deal with NILs, or does that not happen in the Division III?
No, we'd love our pizza place down the road to kind of help our guys out a little bit.
Okay.
But that's just about it for us, really. But no, it's not something that we deal with. It's a great time to be a Division III head coach because that's not really a piece of the puzzle.
All right, it's kind of pure.
Yeah.
Guys, have a great time. We look forward to this. This should be great.
Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, Michael.
Thanks for having us.
coming up. It is the Cortica Jug Game, 63rd, November 12th at 1 o'clock right here at Yankee Stadium. For the 2023 World Baseball Classic, take place September 10th through October 5th in Panama City, Panama, and Regensburg, Germany. For more information, visit worldbaseballclassic.com. We go to the fourth inning. 0-0. Ryan O'Hearn rips one foul. So through three, Brady Singer has held the Yankees hitless. Tyone has struggled, but he has not cracked. 2 hits he's allowed, and the Royals have had runners in scoring position, but he has not allowed the big hit. And here we are in the fourth, 0-0. Both of you just got up and walked away. You wouldn't talk football. You just didn't even want to attempt it.
You know what? I did learn something, Michael. The $2 jug. You know, you learn something on this telecast every night. I learned about the, what was it, 1959 $2 jug?
$2 jug. Now there's 3 of them.
Now, I did mention to the Cortland coach on the way out, I said, I will see you up at your place because the College of New Jersey is playing up there, and Logan Flaherty will be part of that squad.
Nice.
So I couldn't be like all chummy with him for a half inning.
No, I get it.
We got to go up there and get a W.
You are not. You're not a phony like that.
I just couldn't do it.
No, I don't blame you. I enjoyed talking to them. Again, that game, November 12th, right here at Yankee Stadium. And I've been to a couple of football games here at the stadium. They're really cool. It's a real nice vibe. 2-2. Strike 3. O'Hearn down looking.
One of Tyone's best fastballs of the night, Flash. That ball had a little life to it, and I really agree with you. Last inning, you know, he was getting to a point where he could put a hitter away, and he cannot go to a certain pitch to do it. That one of the best fastballs so far.
Yeah, and he really needs a quick inning, right, Paul? I mean, that pitch count up in the high 60s now, and he's a guy who doesn't go much over 100, so would love a quick inning pitch count-wise. Get him back on track.
Taylor fouls it back. He struck out looking in the second. 6 strikeouts so far. And 1 walk for Tyone. Oh, and 2.
You know, we joke about all the everyday players that pitch, and you know, I told you, Michael, when I did pitch, you know, I hurt my arm down in Atlanta 100 years ago. But you know, this happened to Michael Taylor this year. He pitched 2 innings against Cleveland, and then it ended up missing 7 games because he kind of banged his shoulder up. And you know, he's back and playing now, back to walking to the dugout here. But you know, you can hurt yourself out there playing.
And it almost seems like that second inning is what does the damage. That's what happened with you, right, Paul?
Yeah, I mean, you just overthrow and you just continue, and you don't feel it to the next day. But just another good fastball, and just off the outside corner, but gets the call.
See, if you're going to be a position player that pitches, Paul, I guess the way to do it is just to lob it in the way some of the guys do it.
Mm-hmm.
Nick Prado tripled in the second. One and 0. Four outfielders for Prado. John, you mentioned your son playing football. I just wonder. I always ask this of parents who see their kids play, but especially a guy like you who played in the big leagues. More nerve-wracking to watch your son play or to play?
Absolutely. Watching your child play is a lot more stressful than when you're out there doing your thing. Have no control over it, and obviously a totally different sport, which is fun with him kind of creating his own path. So we'll see everybody up at Cortland this year.
And Paul, your son played Division I basketball, your youngest son, so I'm sure you feel the same way.
Yeah, it's a nervous wreck. Actually, Andrew Benintendi used to face Aaron, my son, in Cincinnati in high school basketball. So
wow.
I've been watching those two go at it for a while.
2-2.
Benintendi a good basketball player?
You know, he was a great basketball player, a good just all-around athlete, fast, but he was always known as a better baseball player. But ended up going to Arkansas. But yeah, he was a good high school all-around athlete.
2-2 on one hop. And that'll do it. As the Royals go down in order, 1, 2, 3. We go to the bottom of the fourth. Right now, new customers get $200 in free bets guaranteed when you place your first $5 bet. Download the FanDuel Sportsbook app now and start making every moment more. There's Eddie Murray. Hall of Famer. He could play.
He could hit, no doubt about it. Good friend of Joel Oakes. You know Joel Oakes, Michael. He's been a Yankee fan for years, and Eddie was always a good friend. And Joel has good seats, so Eddie kind of sits with him.
One and one on Judge. Judge walked in the first and stole second.
You know, Flash, looking at Eddie Murray, I mean, there's some things in sports I just don't understand. And being able to switch hit, I was so left-handed, I couldn't even bunt right-handed. Just to see somebody that good be able to hit from both sides of the plate, and I used to tell Bernie this all the time. You just don't know how lucky you are to be able to just turn around to the other side. You never really have an uncomfortable at bat.
It has to be so tough to go to that cage every day, though, Paul. And there's got to be one side of the plate that you don't feel good at all the time, right? I mean, Eddie Murray probably didn't have those problems that we had, but I couldn't imagine all the work that it would take to stay on top of your game from both sides of the plate.
Imagine how tough it was. Swing and a miss, Judge down on strikes. To face those Oriole teams with Singleton and Murray, two great switch hitters. Now, Eddie's in the Hall of Fame. You can make the case that Kenny is very close to a Hall of Famer. That was some lineup to navigate.
Yeah, I mean, switch hitters with power, either one of them. And, you know what, Michael, we were so lucky to work along with Kenny so long, and I don't know, even listening to Kenny, I don't know if you noticed as much as I did how much respect that he spoke every time he brought up Eddie Murray's name.
Yeah, he loved Eddie, and they're close friends too. 0-1 on Rizzo, who lined out to short in the first.
I mentioned in that pitcher's scouting report that Singer is on a 4-game run. In his last outing, 12 strikeouts against the Rays. He's not disappointing tonight, carving through this Yankee lineup. Sinker, slider, and a little abbreviated delivery, Paul, in that he's quick at the beginning, so I'm sure it messes with your timing a little bit as a hitter.
Yeah, it was the first time, his first pitch I saw him throw, I thought, wow, he quick pitched him. But no, that's it. I mean, when he steps away, it's like he's going to go real fast, and you're right. And then it kind of, there's a hesitation.
Here's the Arsenal StatCast 3D, presented by Google Cloud. Now, the changeup is the new addition, and the Royals kept pressuring to add the change because you can't get through this league with just 2 pitches. As Rizzo down on strikes.
But that's the pitch right there that I watched his last outing against the Rays. He buried the slider to the back foot of all of the left-handed hitters in their lineup. And you're used to seeing the fastball running away, and that slider just dives down and in. It's a lot to handle.
You talk about a back foot, that almost hit him in the back foot. I mean, that was close. That ball had a lot of break, and again, lefties are so tempted by that ball down and in. It just kind of fits your swing, especially in Yankee Stadium.
There's Gleyber Torres, pitches high. And the 25-year-old Singer deals. There's a strike. Clips the outside corner. You got to learn to make new friends when you get traded. Benintendi just hanging out with Higashioka. Must be like going to a new class in school. I mean, who's the good guy? Who's the guy who's going to like me? Gotta find that out. It's early in the relationship. There's a base hit as Torres goes the other way.
Well, not only last night with that huge home run to tie the game, but Gleyber has really pretty much all year stayed with this approach, and you can't emphasize it enough just how much better a hitter he is when he stays on the ball, and he still has tons of power, able to hit the ball out. Love it in super slow shot.
Here's Aaron Hicks. You know, Meredith, have you noticed in the second half of the season, whatever they do when they get on base, they've made it smaller now?
They have, not quite as obvious.
Yeah, it's like miniaturized, but we still don't know what it is.
We're still working on it. Still working. I've heard 4 different things from 4 different players. So
maybe it'll be on the World
the
Series DVD. You know, then we'll find out. The 0-1. 1-1. See, this one is I've said over and over it's a heart. They say it's not. But it's much smaller than it was earlier.
Well, you know, when it was really big, Michael, they were on top of the world. They were winning every day. They're kind of like in a losing streak now. They're hitting a little bump, so maybe it's just a little smaller circle, huh?
More wins, you get louder and bigger. Okay.
Absolutely.
Off the glove of Melendez. And that'll allow Torres to move to second.
You know, as I hear Meredith's voice, I thought, you know, she had a birthday this past week, and I wished her happy birthday, and I thought, how rude. She didn't even get back to me, didn't even say thank you. So I looked to see the message. I thought maybe she was big-leaguing me or something because I wasn't doing the game. I forgot to hit the send button.
Oh,
so
I was like,
I apologize,
what are you
Meredith.
talking about? I did not hear from Paul all day. I know he wasn't working, but hey, it's the thought that counts. Maybe next year you'll hit the send button.
Well, happy belated, and next year I'll make sure that I hit the send button twice. How's that?
Thank you, thank you. It was the best 29th birthday.
Good.
Again.
Again.
the 2-1. So let me get straight, Meredith. He aired you out for not thanking him for something that he didn't do.
He tried to make me the bad guy.
I was just saying,
innocent
this is
victim
unbelievably rude. You got to get back to me.
Couldn't be more hurt that she did not hear from her good friend Paulie on her birthday.
Yes. Well, My right finger did not send it correctly, so I sent it to myself. How's that? I'll leave it there and just hit it next year, same time, same date.
I believe you, too. I don't think you're bluffing here.
No, I'm not too tech savvy.
Oh, just foul. Past the diving Prado, but just foul. He's hugging the line anyway. Over at first. It'll be tough to get one by him.
You talk about Prado and his defensive abilities. You know, Michael, they give a gold glove in the minor leagues where they take all the minor league teams in all the country and they give one gold glove for a position. And that's it right there. Last year in the minor leagues, he was a gold glove first baseman. Wow. Unbelievable defensive player.
Two-two. Right into the shift. That's Garcia. Gets Hicks, and that will do it. Yankees did get their first hit, but they strand him at second. Bob Garcia takes a pitch inside. 0-0 as we go to the top of the fifth inning. Go around the majors. J-Rod, home run in both games since a return from a sore wrist. Matt Olson's been on fire. And Mike Trout, that's so sad. Diagnosed with a rare condition in his back. And I've read so many stories about it, Paul, and I don't even know exactly what's going on there. But you saw it in real time what happened to Mattingly when his back got hurt. It just changed the player he was.
Yeah, no doubt. You just hope and pray for baseball's sake and Mike Trout. I mean, he's so much fun to watch and such a big part, his face of the game of baseball. It's just something that, you know, he could play through, work through, and still put up the numbers that he does.
Fly ball and foul into the seats. You know, the thing that I read that really concerned me was it's a condition that's exacerbated when you put torque or swing, you know, your torso. Well, there you have it, John. That's baseball.
Yeah, and it sounded like Mike Trout was trying to downplay it, right?
Yes.
I just got to stay on a maintenance program and figure out a way to get through it. But the amount of torque that man creates every time he swings a bat, it has to be stressful.
I just remember, and Paul could speak better to this, for a night game, Mattingly would have to come in and stretch for 2.5 hours just to get ready to play that game, Paul.
Yeah, I remember going to the hotels on the road, and he had all this equipment just to try to stay loose, just to be able to play that game after the flights in the hotels. It was a process, no doubt about it.
Garcia down looking, and he thought that was ball 4. He dropped his bat, so he doesn't make friends with Ramon De Jesus and Mike Matheny giving his take.
You know, Flash, every once in a while we give you a pitcher scouting report, or you give a pitcher, and we're a little bit off. We've been on the umpire scouting report today, no doubt about it. Pitcher friendly.
Ball was definitely down. You give Trevino credit for getting underneath it, bringing it back to the strikeout, but or strike zone. But you're right. You could see with the super shot, it is down below the knees. The Yankees get a break.
Five strikeouts looking tonight. That's a season high. 8 strikeouts overall, just 1 walk. Grounded to second. Isbell's out for the second out.
Tyone starting to gain some traction now in the 4th inning, now here in the 5th. Be one of those outings that if it works out at the end of the night for him, you take a lot of pride in. Battling and trying to figure something out for the first 3 and grinding through the middle of this game.
Back to the top of the order, and Melendez walked and doubled. John, doesn't he look a little lean to be a catcher?
Well, that's today's day and age, right? Remember back in the day, you used to have to be 6'3", 6'4", Jody Davis type guys. Now looks a little lean, hitting leadoff, plenty of power, some speed. Position has really changed through the years.
Alton Fisk was used. Joel Skinner was huge. Lance Parrish was a big man.
Aaron Boone's dad was a big guy.
2-2.
You can see Tyone starting to feel it now. Looks like he's locked it in mechanically, starting to let it fly a little bit more. Good fastball there at 95.
The 2-2. Line drive, it's a base hit. Just over the leaping try of Gleyber Torres, so Melendez 2 for 2 with a walk.
If you watch Melendez and how he hits, I mean, his front side just really just bailed. And for him to hit that outside pitch, watch, everything goes. He's just going to have to reach and just poke it. And that's where inner half he's going to be very strong. And we talked about the home runs he hit in the minor leagues, but when that much movement on the lower half, it just leaves you to kind of flick the ball either way to left field or get around it and flick it to right field.
So here's Whit Merrifield, who struck out twice. And he jumps on the first pitch and lofts it to left field. Benintendi is there to put it away for the final out. No runs a hit, 1 man left. We're halfway through, nothing. Gleyber Torres single to right field in the 4th inning. That's it against Brady Singer. So Donaldson will start it off. Three infielders on the left side. And that's it to the right side, right center. Going to be a long run, but Taylor can get it with anybody, and he does. One away.
You know, it's not all about speed, which Taylor obviously has, but it's about the jump and the read off the ball immediately. I mean, you can tell this is not a good swing, and he's off to the races. I mean, there's no hesitation, there's no freeze. There's certain instincts that some of the better outfielders have, and some don't. Taylor obviously does. He's a Gold Glover.
Here's Gallo, struck out looking in the 2nd inning. Now, he did not start the 2 games against the Mets. 2 right-handers, Taijuan Walker and Max Scherzer. But he's starting today because he has good numbers against Singer, 3 hits and 4 at-bats. But he did strike out looking in the 2nd. 0-2. Last 28 games, it's been a slog. 6 for 69, that's 0.87. Striking out almost 40% of the time. Drive to right field, right down the line, but hook's foul. Chu, swing and a miss. And the crowd booing as Joey goes back to the dugout.
Well, this is a pitch that Flash was talking about. This didn't even get back foot, but it did get movement in off the plate. Just ties up Joey Gallo. And if you look at some of his problems this year, off-speed breaking balls has been a big issue for him. There's so much movement in his swing that he's not able to adjust down from the fastball to the breaking ball.
Now, John, every major league player goes through slumps. Can you even fathom what he's going through?
Oh, I can sympathize with it because I went through something like that in 1998 where, you know, Paul talks about mechanics, then it gets in your head, then you start listening to everybody and you have different advice, and then playing here in New York, when it gets going the wrong way, you're bringing a lot of baggage up to the plate with you, not just some mechanical issues. So, and then you got to imagine now Benintendi's here, right? What is my future going to be like within the next week? So there's a lot going on.
1-2 on Marwin Gonzalez.
What they say, Paul, if you play this game long enough, it's going to humble you in some ways, and Joey Gallo's going through that right now.
Yep.
Two and two on Gonzalez, who had a fly ball to left in the 3rd. We're in the bottom of the 5th, 0-0. Swing and a miss. Singer with a strong 5 as he retires the Yankees in order here in the 5th. We'll go to the 6th. Scoreline of the New York Yankees. Delta keep climbing. On a pure Einstein scoreboard, 0-0 as you go to the top of the sixth. The Yankees wanted to send out best wishes to Rita Sakulin, 96 years old, originally from England, World War II survivor. Now her husband George and Rita moved to the States, and he taught her baseball and taught her about the New York Yankees, and she has been a lifelong fan. As a push bunt, Rita's not going to like that. It's a base hit for Pasquantino, the big man, with a perfect bunt against the shift. And Yankees just want to send out their best wishes. Rita, at 96 years old, watches every game, every inning of every game. And to her, someone from England, the Yankees embody everything that's good about the country, and that's why she's loved to follow them since her husband kind of taught her about it.
96 years old and tuning in every night. Love
every
it.
night.
Thank you, Rita. Appreciate that. Well, the big man hitting third for the Royals lays down a perfect bunt and trying to get something going here in the sixth inning.
Dozier with a ground ball to short. There's one. On the first. It's a double play.
You see Tyone, he got what he wanted, was a ground ball, and Gonzalez a good feed, and this is as good as it gets. If you watch Gleyber Torres, watch the transition right here, got rid of the ball extremely quick, right on the money, easy double play.
Yeah, Paul, that's what jumped out to me, Gleyber in that turn, right? A perfect feed from Gonzalez, but how quick he got rid of it. So kind of a lazy error early in the game, but a nice turn right there from Torres.
1-0. We're in the sixth inning, 0-0. Yankees have managed just one hit against Brady Singer, 4 for the Royals against Tyone. One and one. Ron Marinaccio is up in the Yankee bullpen.
Michael, you were talking to, the Royals were .500 last year, second half, expected big things, and one of the, you start pinpointing some of the things that did not happen. O'Hearn is going to be the everyday first baseman. He's struggled this year, and then they've kind of progressed Prado to get there a little quicker than they wanted. So, certain guys don't have the years you expect, and then teams just don't play as well as you expect them to. He's been he's in year 5 now with the Royals, so, they had expected big things out of him.
3-1 on O'Hearn. Pitch count creeping up. He's at 94, so you wonder if it's a batter by batter proposition with Marinaccio ready. And he walks O'Hearn. Well, it's time for the Audi Electric Moment. Experience a fully electric Audi vehicle at your local Tri-State Audi dealer today. This one's in St. Louis. Michael Taylor. John, that's a pretty good play.
It's an amazing play, and as you come to this time of the year with the trade deadline coming up, you look at all of these teams that are struggling. A guy like Michael Taylor would be an attractive piece maybe for a contending club. Not only putting up a good year offensively, we just saw with that great play, an outstanding defensive outfielder.
Runner at first. Taylor struck out twice, both times looking. That one is bounced up there. All right, Paul, you were an exceptional outfielder. How hard a catch was that by Taylor?
You know what? On video, it looks like, it's a great catch. But when it happens that quick in real time, while you're running, the ball's moving, the wall's there, it just takes a tremendous amount of speed and athletic ability to make a play like that.
2-0. Marinaccio has been pitching very well, ready in the pen.
Taillon's high pitch count for the season, 101 pitches, so coming up on that. Again, if he can get through this 6th inning, 6 shutout innings after the way it started for him, really grinding the first 3 innings of this game, you'd have to feel great about it if he can get through 6.
Chop left side, grabbed there by Donaldson, goes the short way, gets the force on O'Hearn, and 6 shutout innings for Jameson Taillon. As the Royals strand 1, we go to the bottom of the 6th. Coverage with live updates starting at 2 p.m., including breaking news from around the baseball world. Then, as the deadline clock strikes 6 p.m., don't miss our Yankees trade deadline special for a full recap of all the deals that went down. Coverage starts Tuesday afternoon on Yes, the network that knows the Bombers best. Montefiore Einstein scoreboard, nothing. Well, the Yankee offense that has been struggling, continuing to struggle tonight. If it wasn't for Gleyber Torres' 2-out single, there'd be a lot of sweaty palms in the Yankee dugout. They'd be looking for their first hit, but they do have that 1 hit. That's out of the way, and the count 0-1 on Trevino leading off the 6th. Now, we told you that Singer of late has pitched well, but when you take a look at the pitching stats of the Royals, they allow 5.01 runs per game. That's 26th in baseball. The starting pitching ERA, 4.81. That's 26th in baseball. The relief pitching ERA, 4.52, 27th in baseball. And Singer is completely shackling the Yankees right now as Trevino down on strikes looking for the second time. For the best coverage in the game, let's check out the T-Mobile coverage cam. And Andrew Benintendi, well, that was his teammates yesterday. Now meeting his new teammates. Getting the lay of the land, how the outfield plays. Luis Rojas going over things. And then coming out, taking BP for the first time as a Yankee and making new friends. Meredith, you caught up with him earlier.
Michael, he said he got on the flight with his Royals teammates thinking maybe that was the last time he was going to be flying with that team. He didn't necessarily know that it was going to happen so fast. After he found out the news in the hotel, he had a couple of his teammates in his room, kind of just spent some time together, talked, play some cards, and then he never checked out of the team hotel. So he's still technically in the Royals team hotel. He said he'll figure that out later. You could tell earlier today he was just trying to get acquainted with the Yankees side of the clubhouse. There was a hitters meeting, and he was trying to figure out where exactly to go to the hitters meeting. He found his way there, and obviously we see him in pinstripes tonight.
And Paul, you told me this story before. When you got traded for the only time in your career, the guy who made it easy for you was Mattingly. I mean, there has to be that one guy who kind of brings you into the group.
Yeah, it made it much more comfortable. And another thing, I was traded in the offseason, so you had spring training and a full season, where I think being traded in the middle of the season might be a little bit harder because it's just an immediate change. You don't have any time to really process it. But, you know, talk about an opportunity to come to the Yankees and have an opportunity to do something. I mean, if you're Andrew Benintendi, you got to be thanking your lucky stars. You're not in Kansas City right now.
You did get traded in the middle of a season.
I did, but I'm thinking and looking at Andrew Benintendi. He knows coming in here he doesn't have to carry this team, right? He's a nice piece. So just go out there and play your game. And everybody that I talked to with the Royals today raved about Benintendi, not only what he did out on the field, but the way he carries himself. He's a pro. He's not like overly wants the spotlight. He just wants to fit in. So I think for him it's a perfect situation to contribute.
He's 0 for 3 in his Yankee debut. 1-2 to Judge, low. 2-2. So Singer's still throwing hard, and his pitch count is in really good shape. 85 pitches, 2 outs here in the 6th.
Hey, Flash, if you break down one pitch that Singer's had all night, it's the two-seam fastball away to righties and into lefties that he's been able to start off the plate and get the outside corner.
Fans, go to @YesNetwork on Twitter and vote for the Montefiore Einstein Player of the Week. Is it number 1, Aaron Judge, number 2, DJ LeMahieu, or number 3, Jose Trevino?
You know, Michael, you were talking about the pitching stats for the Kansas City Royals, the bottom of the league, but watching Singer tonight, you can see why he's been on a good run his last 4. As Paul said, that two-seamer down and away and the slider off of it. He's a two-pitch guy, but they are both above average.
Well, it's thrown around the infield, but you know what? For no reason, Melendez did not get the strike call, and boy, is Ramon de Jesus going to be chapped.
Wow, I don't know if I have ever seen this extreme. That ball's down. He tries to bring it up.
Yeah.
Melendez throws it around. Wow.
I don't even know that Aaron Judge knew that he threw it to third base.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to get a close call now. Swing and a miss, but he gets a swing and a miss. So a good outing for Brady Singer, who's retired 7 Yankees in a row. We go to the 7th. The 2022 Yankees are the first team with 3 outfielders selected to this year's All-Star game, or that year's All-Star game, since the 2009 Phillies. Who were the Phillies outfielders? Stanton, Judge, and Benintendi for the Yankees. So now just go to the Google and 2009 Phillies roster, and you got your answer. New Yankee pitcher is Ron Marinaccio. Short stint on the IL, had some soreness in his shoulder, but boy, he's come back throwing just as well. And the funny thing is, John, he looks a lot more comfortable than he did right when he started. Obviously, a kid from Jersey, big deal, pitching for his hometown team he grew up rooting for. But now, you almost get the sense he looks like he belongs.
Yeah, I caught a lot of young pitchers in Tampa Bay, and the biggest hurdle for them when they got to the major leagues was believing their stuff was good enough to get major league hitters out. And I think that's what you're seeing from Marinaccio. You're kind of feeling your way around at the beginning of the year, then you gain some confidence, and this kid could be a big piece of the puzzle coming down the stretch.
Saw the Cadillac scoreboard, nothing, top of the 7th inning, 1-0 now on Prado.
Michael King going down with that injury, you start thinking, all right, who's going to cover some of the late inning situations? And Marinaccio, I'm sure this is an audition.
There's a strike, 1-1. Missed outside, 2-1. We gave you the Royals pitching numbers. Their offense not too good, and that's why they're 20 games under 500. The only thing that they do that's in the upper echelon of Major League Baseball is their batting average, and we're in an era of the sport where they don't care much about batting average, but runs per game 3.87, 26th. On base percentage 310, they're 19th. Slugging 380, they're 23rd. Home runs 79, they're 27th.
Yeah, Michael, I was looking at some of the stats and what the Royals have done. You said they were coming into this game back-to-back shutouts, and they're struggling again tonight. But, in July, the Royals as a team hit 276, which was second best in the major leagues. I mean, as a team, they've been swinging the bats. Number one, I mean, the Blue Jays are out of their mind. They're hitting 301 in July as a team. But the Royals, all of a sudden, the last 3 days can't hit. But for most of July, they've been a good hitting team.
Garcia in his first big league start. He is 0 for 2 and takes ball 1.
Well, the Royals are missing Bobby Witt Jr., who is a very impressive rookie player who is starting to figure it out, Paul, the last couple of months after getting off to a slow start. So he's got a hamstring issue. They need to get him back in the lineup.
Yeah, that's one guy that's coming into this series. I'm hoping that he gets back. I'd love to see him play in person, where he is the future of the franchise. He is having a great year, and you're right, Flash, starting to figure it out. And I'm anxious to see if he gets in this series.
1-2. Bobby Witt Jr. 14 home runs. Third amongst rookies. 51 ribbies, second. Stolen bases, 22nd. OPS, third.
Played with his old man in Tampa, Bobby Witt, the Canton Cannon. And I had a chance to talk to Bobby early this year about his son. And just said, Paul, one of those kids who's done it his whole life, loves it, has been in the spotlight, from a baseball family. His sister's married, professional baseball players. So this is all he's ever known. And getting to the big leagues and feeling very comfortable at this level.
Still 1-2 on Michael Garcia. Two and two. Grounded to third. Donaldson. 2 away. Well, tomorrow night, Yankees play game 2 of this 4-game set with the Royals, and the game can be seen exclusively on Prime Video. Coverage starts at 6:30 with the pregame, and first pitch is scheduled for 7:05. Don't miss the Yankees on Prime Video tomorrow night. Dick Howser managed the Royals to the championship in 1985. His 1 year managing the Yankees, they had 103 wins. They lost in the playoffs. Here's Isbell.
You know, you look at those pictures of the managers, Dick Howser and Bob Lemon, an interesting story on how many teams he affected. And he actually kind of really affected the Royals too. You know, when they came in as an expansion team in '69, he took a bunch of players and kind of made them a decent team. And you look back at some of the managers they've had, Whitey Herzog, a well-known manager, Dick Howser, Ned Yost, he won the World Series in 2015. So, you know, the more you read about Bob Lemon, he played a few games, but he became a big part of a lot of teams in managing teams.
Yeah, pretty fine pitcher with the Cleveland Indians, then the Indians. 2-0. 2-1. And he took over for Billy Martin in 1978 and was the manager where the Yankees came all the way back from the big deficit to win the World Series. And everybody said he was the perfect manager for that moment in time. 2-1. 2-2 on Isbell. Nothing. Top of the seventh. 4 hits for the Royals, just 1 for the Yanks. 2-2. Strike 3. Isbell down looking. Another strong inning from Marinaccio, ringing up 2 strikeouts, and the Royals go down in order against the Yankees' young right-hander. At the end of 6.5 innings of play, it's for the 7th inning stretch. Yankees and the Royals, nothing, but we'll stay right here as they honor America in the Bronx.
Ladies and gentlemen, will you rise and remove your caps? And please direct your attention to the area behind home plate as the New York Yankees welcome an honored military guest. The United States Army Corporal Specialist William Welichko from Middletown, New York, who served in the Vietnam War and received the Purple Heart. The Yankees say thank you for your sacrifice and service to our nation. And now, ladies and gentlemen, Robert Merrill's rendition of God Bless America.
Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above, from the mountains to the prairies, to the ocean,
Bottom of the 7th inning is 0-0 on the Cadillac game summary. 4 hits for the Royals, 1 for the Yankees. Singer is about to pitch the 7th inning. Jameson Taillon lasted 6. Benintendi 0 for 3 in his Yankee debut. Yankees 0 for 18 dating back to the first game against the Mets with runners in scoring position. And there you go. Almost a daily occurrence as Anthony Rizzo gets plunked.
Flash, that's the back foot slider right there. This one actually hit the back foot.
Yeah, there was one earlier in the game he swung at. That got him in the front foot, I guess. But
wow.
At this point, the Yankees will take it. I mean, they got to find a way to get Singer out of this ball game. He's thrown 105 pitches in one game this year. So they got to find a way to get that pitch count up, get him out, and get into the pen.
Here's Gleyber Torres. One and 0. Amir Garrett, left-hander, the lone left-hander in the Royals bullpen, warming. 90 pitches for Singer. Right in on the thumbs. And popped up to Dozier for the first out.
Boy, this is set up just absolutely using the outside corner against righties all night. And if you look at Singer, I mean, he has been in on lefties, away from righties. He has had it going tonight. As you talked about it, 12 strikeouts, career high last time out. A whole boatload of them tonight with 9.
Well, I guess the umpire is having them clean the hand of Singer. Guess he saw something on the ball.
Huh.
As you mentioned in the pregame, the scouting report, 12 strikeouts, career high. That was in 6 innings. I mean, that's you know, that's dealing. And then to come back to back, come into Yankee Stadium and shut down the Yankees like he has tonight. I mean, you can see why they are so impressed with Singer.
Yeah, we can talk about the Yankees struggling lately, Paul, offensively, but looking at Singer tonight, that's real. That's legit. Really good stuff.
There's a strike. Just curious about, okay, something was on his hand that shouldn't have been there, so that's it? Just wipe it off?
He just wiped it off, cleaned it up, and let's get back at it.
That doesn't seem to be the judicial system that we were led to believe. 1-1.
Michael, you sound like you want something else done. You want to go out there and check and do something.
You know, all I look for, Paul, is clarity. I just need clarity.
That's it.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, sometimes I can't help you there, you know. I'm glad we got Flash on the telecast tonight, too. At least we got a couple of us to try to help you out. Huh?
So there was actually pine tar on the ball, and I said that the ball hit the thumbs of Torres, so there's obviously a lot of pine tar on his bat, and it ended up on the ball. So then when he got the ball, the pine tar ended up on his hand. So that's it.
I don't think that's where you want to make contact, Paul, on the pine tar.
No.
Fly ball, left field. Isbell puts it away. You know what I'm thinking, though? The old days, if a pitcher got a ball with something on it, he's keeping that baseball. You're not saying, take this.
I got yelled at when I was a young catcher for throwing baseballs out that would hit the dirt. Veterans would be like, give me that. I'll throw it out if I don't like it, but there's a scuff on there. I'll be able to make that baby dance. Not that pitchers would ever do anything like that, Paul. We wouldn't no, never.
It was really funny. We were in Toronto one time, and Mel Stoudemire was out there, and he was taking some of the batting practice balls, and they would have marks on them, and he would show me, how he could make a ball move which way or the other, where the scuff was. Actually, sometimes you could just bang dirt on it and get it to move certain ways. It's really amazing how much you can make a baseball move with just a little mark on it.
1-0 on Donaldson. Donaldson's 0 for 2 tonight. Donaldson's done such a great job defensively at third. And it's kind of obscured the fact that he is not close to what he was offensively in previous years. I think the Yankees expected more from Donaldson.
Yeah, and I remember being in the studio right after the break thinking, okay, this is the time Donaldson's going to get going. He had a couple of good games. Remember a matchup against a starting pitcher who had really good numbers. We're just waiting, right? Waiting for that stretch where he's going to get hot and possibly carry a club for a little bit. This hasn't happened.
And he's really struggled against righties, which is unusual. So the Yankees need him to return to form. 1-2, swing and a miss. He goes down on strikes. No runs, no hits, no errors, and one man left. We're going to the eighth. It's 0-0. One health system in New York and by FanDuel Sportsbook. Make every moment more. Hyundai scoreboard 0-0. Top of the eighth here at the stadium. MJ Melendez leads off. And Marinaccio, 1-2-3-7, is out there for the eighth. 1-0. Quite a performance by Brady Singer. He has effectively shut down the Yankee offense, holding them to one hit over 7 innings. One and two.
You know, it's amazing. We talked about Singer using his changeup so much more. I mean, his two-seam fastball and the slider were so good tonight that he didn't need a third pitch. I mean, he pitched with 2 pitches tonight and shut down, you know, one of the better teams in baseball.
Outside. Second pitcher with 7 more innings pitched, 10 more strikeouts against the Yankees this season. Christian Javier, who was part of that combined no-hitter for the Astros, the other one. 3-2 on Melendez. He's 2 for 2 with a walk.
Hey, Flash, does Singer look like he's 12 years old, or are we getting old?
He looks maybe 13. You're right. But that was a grown man, a big boy performance tonight. 1 hit through 7 innings.
Line right field. It's a foul ball.
Yeah, you get the feeling that this inning and this pitch to Melendez, very important after what Singer did through 7 innings. The Royals with the top of the lineup. Melendez a walk, a double, and a base hit. Comes a big at bat for Marinaccio, trying to keep him off base.
Fouled away. And what a big crowd on a Thursday against the Royals, who come in 20 games under 500, 43,836 here at the ballpark in the Bronx. Swing and a miss. He wins that battle to retire Melendez. Well, this Saturday, Yankees Old Timers Day returns to the Bronx for the first time since 2019, and you can catch all the pageantry right here on Yes. See Yankee legends like Ron Guidry, Bernie Williams, and many more put on the pinstripes again and get honored at the stadium. The Old Timers Day special begins Saturday at noon on Yes and the Yes app, and that leads in the Yankees pregame at 1:30 and the game at 2 p.m. Here's Whit Merrifield. There's a ground ball short, backhanded by Gonzalez. The long throw, 2 away.
Boy, it's amazing. A lot of these games, you're watching 0-0 games, you get a feeling that one team is knocking on the door of scoring. And Flash, I don't know if you feel this, but it's just like neither team is knocking on the door of anything at this point. But the one thing that the Yankees do have is the power to throw this game a 1-0 by one swing of the bat.
Yeah, Paul, I think that's why I felt like that 3-2 pitch to Melendez was so important, right, to keep him off base as a guy who has 10 home runs. You see going with the 4 outfielders again. But yeah, you get the feeling one swing at the bat, one bad pitch could be the difference in this one.
Mm-hmm.
One and two. Pasquantino push bunt to third against the shift. He got himself a single, but was quickly erased on a double play ground ball. Popped up. Long run for Trevino. He's the only one who could get there with the shift, and he makes the play. How about Ron Marinaccio? 6 up, 6 down. 2 perfect innings to go to the bottom of the 8th. 1977. Yankees and the Royals didn't like each other. Brett and Nettles really throwing at each other, throwing heat, throwing roundhouses. Now here's the kicker on this, Paul and John. Look at this brawl. They don't have baseball brawls like this anymore. Do you know that when order was restored, Brett and Nettles remained in the game?
That's the way baseball used to be played. You know, Michael, you lived through this, so you were a big Yankee fan. I mean, at this time, throughout the history, I mean, they were the Yankees' big rival. I mean, the Red Sox, they were bigger than the Red Sox at that point, right?
Absolutely. I mean, there was a real hatred between those two teams, and they played unbelievable playoff series, and I mean, it was great baseball. It really was.
You know what I love about that video? You can understand Brett and Nettles going at it, but Gator, the first man on the scene, dove right in the middle of it. A starting pitcher was not afraid to get in there and mix it up. I love it.
Dylan Coleman takes over as Brady Singer's night is over. And there's a strike to Joey Gallo. Gallo struck out twice against Singer, and now coming out on deck, the pinch hit for Marwin Gonzalez is Matt Carpenter.
Flash. Coleman's another one of this ho-hum relievers that comes in throwing 98, sinker, four-seamer, and then a slider to go with it. Just another power arm in the American League.
1-2.
Well, we've watched Joey Gallo all year long struggle with the off speed, but he's also struggled with velocity up in the strike zone. If you're hunting that fastball, make sure it's down in the zone and take your chances.
Swing and a miss. And you hear the soundtrack of Gallo's season here in 2022 in the Bronx.
It's been all year long. You can exploit that hole up in the zone with velocity. 101. Elevated. Right by him.
So Carpenter will pinch it. For Gonzalez. Gonzalez was 0 for 2 against Singer. 3 infielders on the right side for Carpenter. 1-0. Yankees have Clay Holmes up. Breaking ball strike, 1-1. Well, Coleman has an arm. You know, his fastball averages 98. It's touch 101. Has some run. He has added a slider. 25 years old. Formerly out of the Padres system. Strike. Amir Garrett was up throwing earlier, continues to throw. Just missed with that pitch, 2-2. Swing and a miss. Carpenter pinch hits and strikes out. 2 away.
Yeah, even with that 100-mile-an-hour fastball, you see the respect that Carpenter has. This was slider after slider, the hole at bat, and a good one down and in to put him away.
And here is Jose Trevino, struck out looking twice against Singer. Twelve Yankees have struck out in this game.
The best deal in mobile. Get unlimited for only $29.99. Visit SpectrumMobile.com.
There's a strike, 2-1. Two and two. We're in the bottom of the eighth inning. Nothing. Yankees have managed just one hit, a two-out single in the fourth inning by Gleyber Torres to right field. Just got a piece to foul that back. Yankees have lost 5 of 7, and in their last 15 games, they're 5 and 10. Popped up, left center field. Garcia with the call and the catch, and the Yankees go down in order. We go to the 9th inning, still looking for a run. Team with 3 outfielders selected to that year's All-Star game since the 09 Phillies. Who were their outfielders? Well, Victorino was one. You guys have any others?
Worth was one.
Worth was my guy. Yep.
And Raul Ibanez. That team made the World Series, trying to win 2 in a row, but the Yankees beat them in 09. IKF takes over at shortstop after Gonzalez was pinch hit for. And Clay Holmes takes over on the mound. Now, as Clay Holmes warms up, this is for you, Paul, because I know you go to a lot of cocktail parties and people expect you to give them trivia.
Okay.
Well, today is Vida Blue's 73rd birthday. the great pitcher with mostly the Oakland A's, and he's the answer to a great trivia question.
Mm-hmm.
Who's the last American League MVP that was a switch hitter? So people are thinking about hitters all the time. It's Vida Blue.
Sure. Absolutely.
Wow. They'll just throw their drinks up in the air when you give that one, Paul. Clay Holmes deals outside to Dozier. 1-0. Eddie Murray did not win it. But he's in the Hall of Fame. He's okay.
Yeah.
He finished runner-up in 82 and 83, Eddie did. Robin Yount, 82. Cal Ripken Jr. in 83 beat out Eddie. But all three are in the Hall, so they're okay. Inside. Dozier 0 for 3. Now yesterday, in the Yankees 3-2 loss to the Mets, Clay Holmes pitched the 8th inning. And I asked Aaron Boone today, leading off the 9th inning for the Mets in a 2-2 game was Eduardo Escobar, who has had incredibly bad splits this year. As a switch hitter, he's great hitting from the right side and really, really, really bad from the left side this year. Grounded up the middle. Nice stab there by Glaber. The throw and the good switch of the feet by Rizzo, one away. Good play on both ends.
Yeah, Glaber, after that kind of lackadaisical play early, has made some good defensive plays, especially later in a game, in a 0-0 game. These become huge plays. And you watch Anthony Rizzo and why he's so good, because he doesn't stretch until he sees the ball. A lot of guys stretch and then they can't, really adjust to the throw. Anthony Rizzo's footwork is so good at first base. And a big out for Clay Holmes.
Here's Ryan O'Hearn. Anyway, Aaron Boone, I asked him, did you think about having Holmes just pitch to the first batter in the 9th inning so you could keep Escobar on his weak side? He said, fair question. He said, but it was not an easy 8th inning. He threw a lot of pitches, and I didn't want to do it. I didn't want him to pitch in the 2nd inning. So that was the answer. And they brought in Peralta, so Escobar batted right-handed. Boom, led off the inning with a double.
Yeah, I was watching the game. I didn't have as good a seats as you had, obviously, where you were sitting at Citi Field with your beautiful family. Congratulations on those seats, by the way. I was watching at home. I was
Very
thinking
nice, Michael.
to bring in another right-handed pitcher, not sending Holmes back out there. Like, who would be available to negate Escobar? Would it have been Marinaccio? But I was thinking along the same lines.
And again, all games in baseball are interconnected. So the previous night, the starter didn't go 3 innings. So they had to use almost everybody in the bullpen. So that impacted the decision as well. And O'Hearn works a walk. Well, fans, as you know, a number of Yankee games this season are exclusively on Prime Video. You can watch Prime Video on your computer, smartphone, tablet, and through other streaming devices connected to your TV. Just download the Prime Video app and log in or sign up for a membership. For more details on how to get the Yankees on Prime Video, scan the QR code on the screen or go to yesnetwork.com. The next Prime Video game is tomorrow night against the Royals. So O'Hearn is replaced by Nicky Lopez. Lopez has really good speed, so he's the runner at first now.
7 stolen bases, has been thrown out twice.
Paul, I'd like to say one thing, because I know you judge me. The seats were average seats, man. I don't know what he's talking about. It was nice to be in the ballpark.
I know better. Flash, listen, one of the highlights of Michael Kay's life, we went to a concert one time. And we're at Citi Field. Was it McCartney or was it Billy Joel or something? And I get there. We're all happy. We had great seats. Might have been third, fourth row. Kelly Ripa's sitting in the same section with us. I look ahead of me. Michael Kay's standing in front of me.
Yep.
And like I said, I went to the ballpark the next day, and he just had a smile on his face. And I didn't even want to say, Michael, who even played, because I couldn't see through you. That's for sure. I couldn't even see the stage, but he had better seats.
Threw a head joke
somebody
in
at
there, too.
StubHub or something. Yeah. The good old days, Michael, right?
Those were good old days. Thanks, John. 0-2 on Taylor.
Fueling the fire.
Unbelievable. Swing and a miss. Taylor down on strikes. He's 0 for 4 tonight with 3 strikeouts.
Well, Flash, you can really explain this better than me as a catcher, but you watch Holmes' sinker, and it's got downward action, where if you watch Singer, it had that tailing action. This, to me, as a hitter, was almost impossible to do anything with. You either missed it or you beat it in the ground.
Yeah, Paul, you bring up a great point, because when I see Clay Holmes in that sinker, I think Jonathan Loaizaga, last year, everything was going straight down. This year, a little flatter up in the zone, and it's a difference on why he was dominant last year and not quite the same this year. So when Clay Holmes makes his mistakes, they're all down on the ground. He's getting ground balls.
1-0 on Prado. Tripled in the second, his first big league triple, grounded to short and then struck out. Runner at first, the pinch runner, Nicky Lopez. Two 2-0. Two and one. We're in the 9th inning. 0-0. The Royals with 4 hits. The Yankees with 1. Three and one.
See if Mike Matheny puts Lopez on the move here. 3-1 count, 2 outs. Maybe get a little action on the base paths with Prado up at the plate.
Yankees have shut down opposing teams' running game. And there's a walk. Second walk of the inning. So Prado takes first. Lopez now moves into scoring position. Matt Blake, the pitching coach, quickly out, as Garcia will come up with a chance to put the Royals ahead. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the New York Yankees and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees. Now, the Yankees 5-10 in their last 15 games. We told you they lost 5 of the last 7, but talking to Aaron Boone today, said we're a great team. He said every team is going to have downturns. He said you just rebound from it. He said I don't doubt my team at all. I don't feel any differently about them after this stretch than I did before. He said we are set up to do great things. He said so, no doubt whatsoever. I still believe totally in this team. Ground ball right side, backing up. Torres, he makes the play and the throw, and that will do it as Holmes works out of trouble. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 2 men left. Yankees will try to win it in the bottom of the 9th inning. It'll start with Andrew Benintendi. He passes the torch then to Aaron Judge. And Anthony Rizzo up as well. Those are the top three. Stay tuned. Yankees baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Delta, the official airline of the New York Yankees. Delta, keep climbing. And by Toyota, the official hybrid vehicles of the Yankees. Scott Barlow, well, his numbers are good. You know, we told you the relief pitcher's ERA, not great, but it's not because of Scott Barlow. His numbers are outstanding. 16 of 18 in save opportunities. Not a save opportunity here. He's trying to force extra innings. And he's going to face a guy who was his teammate less than 24 hours ago, Andrew Benintendi. His Yankee debut, strikeout looking in the first, grounded back to the mound in the third, grounded to second in the sixth.
If you're facing Barlow and you have a long count, you're going to see a slider. He throws it on, almost 45% of the time. So loves a slider, a four-seamer, a sinker to go with it.
Hunter Dozier moves to right field, and Nicky Lopez, who pinch ran for O'Hearn, he stays in at third.
If you're Benintendi, only 3 home runs on the year, but I think everybody expects that that number could go up now that he's playing at Yankee Stadium half of his games. This is an at-bat right here, just trying to stick to your game plan. Hit a ball hard, get on base, see if you can get something going here in the ninth.
1-2. Chapman getting ready in case there's a 10th inning. Fly ball left field. Isbell toward the line. Ball comes back. He makes the play in foul territory for the first out. Well, after it's all said and done, fans, stay tuned after the final out for the W.B. Mason Yankees postgame. Get highlights, analysis, and complete player reaction from tonight's game with the Royals, plus Aaron Boone on the manager's report. Now, Aaron Judge, a big fan of Bob Lorenz and Jack Curry, might want to get to the postgame right away. He has certainly been a big part of the walk-offs this year with the Yankees. Has a chance right here to send it to Bob. 0-0. Yankees with just one hit. High fly ball. Left center. Taylor on the run. On the track. At the wall. He's done it again. See ya. A walk-off home run by Aaron Judge. And the Yankees win 1-0.
Well, Send it to Bob, Michael. You called it. Aaron Judge is 39th. What a way to win the game. A walk-off for Aaron Judge.
Well, to paraphrase Billy Joel, he's got a way about him.
Well, all year long, when the Yankees needed something, a big moment, Aaron Judge has provided it all year. A couple of losses across town the last couple of days. One hit through 8 innings, and Aaron Judge comes through again.
Well, he now has given company to Tommy Henrich and Mickey Mantle. 3rd walk-off home run of the year. Amazing, amazing season. His 39th home run of the year, and this one wins the game 1-0. And Meredith Marakovits is down on the field with the start.
Thanks, Michael. Aaron, your team had just 1 hit heading into that 9th inning. It looked like you wasted no time against Barlow there. What was your approach heading into that at-bat?
To stay ready. We've been battling all night. Some guys with some great at-bats. Singer went out there and did his thing against us, but I just try to keep it simple. It doesn't matter what you did your first couple at-bats. Anytime you come with a moment like that, just keep it simple and do your job.
It's not your first walk-off moment here at the stadium this season. What is it about those moments here that seems to bring out the best in you?
Oh, look at this crowd. You can't beat it. When you got fans like this on their feet, sticking with us the whole game, it just kind of gets you going.
They continue to chant MVP. What does that mean to you?
It's whatever. We got the win tonight. That's what that's what I care about.
We also got an addition in Andrew Benintendi. How do you think he is going to help this team for the final 2+ months of the regular season?
Wow, he's going to be a big part. He plays great defense. He's a hell of an at-bat. So looking forward to seeing some more of him.
Got Glaber watching you right here. What will you remember most about these walk-off moments?
The crowd, my teammates, everybody cheering. This is what it's about. This is what you grow up to do.
We'll let you enjoy it. I know Susan Waldman's waiting for you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Michael, we'll